Hello. Today we're going to discuss combating exhaustion through meditation. With the recent pandemic, everyone has been going through an unprecedented amount of stress caused by social distancing and the unknowns. Media has such an important effect on the general public. They can enhance mental health or create mental illness. I'm going to discuss exhaustion and why it is important to recognize exhaustion, the causes, and trying to overcome exhaustion through meditation. The objectives to be covered are what is exhaustion, defining meditation, the benefits of meditation, especially in the workplace. What are some meditation tools to begin the practice if you are new to meditation? Also, I discuss some self care tips as we need to focus on taking care of ourselves. We focus so much on taking care of others that we lose sight of our own needs and suffer as a result of this. And last, I offer several resources to continue the practice of meditation. So let's begin. Exhaustion. As human service professionals, we report higher levels of exhaustion compared to other occupations. With accountability and performance standards, educators are impacted through the role of emotional work. Educators are in the same position of many service workers, trying to achieve the impossible by establishing meaningful, spontaneous relationships while adhering to occupational demands and standards. Everyone in GDOE provides a service, resulting in teaching students how to think, problem solve, and use creativity to become productive members of society. Teaching then becomes a very challenging occupation. We all get emotionally exhausted at some point in our lives. It is normal to experience an overdose of one emotion or another and deal with their hardship and struggle. And only through this experience can we truly see the beauty of life. But it is when that emotional exhaustion turns into a perpetual experience of negative emotions, it isn't healthy anymore. Emotions are the driving forces that build our character and they give flavor to our lives. The more we understand emotions, the better we can deal and nurture them. The, the ability to deal and nurture our emotions and the emotions of others is called emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the capacity for identifying the signs of emotional exhaustion. It is natural to be emotional, show emotions to oneself, and share and express them to others. It is a crucial part of the individual's personal and social development. But what exactly is emotional exhaustion? Emotional exhaustion is a state when negative emotions overwhelm the present moment in any aspect of life over and over again. Do you have any of these symptoms? They can be objective or subjective that you feel within yourself. The first symptoms feel mostly like tiredness. This is a subjective indicator that you feel somehow exhausted, and this could be physical or mental. Boredom. That's an objective indicator that gives you the unpleasant feeling of not knowing what to do. You become disengaged from positive emotions, feeling dull and empty. Another symptom would be the constant feeling of being unworthy of the things you do or unhappy with the things you do, regardless of your accomplishments. You can make certain lifestyle changes to help alleviate the symptoms of emotional exhaustion. These techniques won't be easy to carry out at first, but they'll get easier as you begin to form healthier habits. Making changes in your daily habits can help manage your symptoms and prevent emotional exhaustion. Once you recognize the signs of emotional exhaustion, try the following. Eliminate the stressor. While this is not always possible, the best way to treat stress is to eliminate the stressor. If there is stress at your workplace, find a way to communicate your stress to your manager or your supervisor. Eat healthy. Eating healthy means choosing a balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean meats, while avoiding sugary snacks and fried or processed food. This may have been something we've been overindulging in during the pandemic. I know we're told to eat healthy all the time, but it can make a world of difference when you're stressed. Not only will it help you get the vitamins and minerals you need, but it will also help improve digestion, sleep, and energy levels, which can have a domino effect on your emotional state. Everyone says we need to exercise. So, any sort of physical activity raises endorphins and serotonin levels. This can improve your emotional state. Exercise also helps take your mind off your problems. Try to exercise at least for 30 minutes every day, even if it's just a long walk. Limit alcohol. While you may think alcohol boosts your mood, the feeling will quickly wear off, leaving you more anxious and depressed than before. Alcohol also interferes with your sleep. And speaking about sleep, get enough sleep. Sleep is important for emotional health. It's even more effective if you plan your bedtime for roughly the same time every night. Aim for 8 to 9 hours of sleep every night. Developing a routine at bedtime can help you relax and ensure better quality sleep. And I know this may be hard. Limiting caffeine can also have a positive impact on your sleep schedule. Practice meditation. Meditation techniques are scientifically sound, and they're recognized to reduce stress and anxiety, and they can be the key to balancing your emotions. There are many ways to practice meditation. While you may not think crafting is a way of practicing meditation, think of how you focus while you're doing your craft. That is actually a form of meditation. Yoga is another form of meditation. Breathing exercises. Going for a walk, especially in nature, and appreciating the beauty of our island. Keeping a journal to write down your feelings and thoughts. Researchers even found evidence that a single session of mindfulness meditation can help reverse the effects of stress on the body. Have you connected with a trusted friend? Talking face to face with a friend is a wonderful way to relieve stress. The person listening doesn't necessarily have to fix your issues, they can just be a good listener. A trusted friend or family member can listen without judging you. If you don't have anyone close to turn to, check if your employer has an employee assistance program with counseling services. Last, take a break. Everyone needs a break at some point. Whether you take a staycation or simply find the time to take yourself to outdoor dining or a film fest at home, every little bit helps. So, now that we've discussed emotional exhaustion, let's go over mental exhaustion. Mental exhaustion can happen to anyone who experiences long term stress. It can make you feel overwhelmed and emotionally drained, and make your responsibilities and problems seem impossible to overcome. You have feelings of detachment and apathy, and that can wreak havoc on aspects of on all aspects of your personal and work life. You're going to feel trapped in your situation and as if the power to do anything is out of your hands. But you can overcome mental exhaustion with some help. Mental exhaustion has physical, emotional, and behavioral symptoms, which others may notice even before you do. Symptoms of mental exhaustion can vary from person to person and often begin to show gradually, creeping up on you during periods of extreme stress. If stress begins to weigh on you, you may reach a point where you feel as though you're in a dark hole and can't see your way out. While many people refer to this as burnout, it's not an officially recognized medical term. Even if you're not experiencing all of the signs and symptoms, it's important to recognize these are signs that could indicate you are on the path to mental exhaustion. So, some emotional signs of mental exhaustion include depression, anxiety, cynicism, apathy, feeling of not caring, anger, feeling of hopelessness, feeling of dread. Do you have a lack of motivation? Difficulty concentrating. What are physical signs of mental exhaustion? Do you have headaches? Do you have an upset stomach? Does your body ache? Are you fatigued a lot? Do you have changes in your appetite? Do you have trouble sleeping? Have you put on a lot of weight or lost a lot of weight? Do you suddenly get sick a lot, such as in colds or flu? Changes in signs of behavior, poor performance at work, or you're staying away from people, you're isolating yourself from people. You're not able to keep your personal or work commitments, and you're usually very good about this. You're calling in sick to work or school more often. So, this biological response results in a surge of stress hormones, including adrenaline and cortisol. This boost of hormones helps us react quickly to perceived threats and high pressure situations that require quick thinking. Once the stressor has been removed, your body should go back to normal. Mental exhaustion is usually the result of long term stress. Think of how long we've been under lockdown, dealing with the pandemic. That's been almost 10 months. When you're constantly dealing with things that activate your body's stress response, your cortisol levels remain high. Eventually, this begins to interfere with normal body functions, such as digestion, sleep, and your immune system. How does this all work? All of these responses are controlled by the ANS, the autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nerves extend from the spine to other parts of the body and manage the functions of a variety of organs. The autonomic nerves has two divisions. One is the sympathetic nervous system. It activates the body's organs, working like the accelerator of a car. When you exercise, for example, your sympathetic nervous system becomes dominant. It makes your heart and lungs work faster to deliver large amounts of oxygen to muscles around your body. As it does this, it constricts your blood vessels and it boosts your blood pressure. The other division, called the parasympathetic nervous system, serves as brakes that allows the organs to rest. This system becomes dominant when you're relaxing. It lets your heart and respiratory organs recover after vigorous activity. In humans, sympathetic activity usually increases during the day and decreases from evening to night. When we are thinking about health and disease, there is a need to focus on the interactions between the immune, nervous, and other systems. So, there are two indicators for checking how well our autonomic nervous system is doing. One is the balance between the sympathetic division and the parasympathetic division. The sympathetic and parasympathetic systems correlate with each other. When one is active, the other is not. When this switching occurs regularly, the system is in good condition. But if one of them stays dominant, the body's internal organs will become overworked or their functions will decline. The other indicator is the autonomic nervous system's overall amount of activity or total power. This tends to decrease with age. But what is more important is maintaining an age appropriate activity level. Stress is also known as a major factor that causes autonomic nervous system disorders. So we discussed stress, and a little stress is okay, but too much stress isn't. It activates the sympathetic nervous system way too much. And when this happens, the blood vessels tighten and blood circulation becomes poor. The parasympathetic system normally becomes active toward the evening, but this is not happening for many people now because of the coronavirus situation. And it's a huge problem. It causes sleep disruption. And if you can't get a good night's sleep, your autonomic nervous system is negatively affected the next morning, and you enter into a vicious cycle. Over half of your body's immune systems are thought to exist in your small intestines. The parasympathetic division assists your intestines with wave like muscle contractions in moving digested material through the intestines. But if the sympathetic division stays active, this will not occur. This means that the autonomic nervous system disorders can cause constipation or diarrhea. If the conditions worsen, inflammation will occur in the intestines and negatively affect the immune cells located there. So, how do we manage stress? This is where meditation comes in. First of all, we don't sweat the small stuff, and it is all small stuff. As we had discussed, stress is good, but when we have too much stress, that is what activates the sympathetic nervous system and keeps it up in that fight or flight mode. So let's go through a 5-minute breathing exercise to ease stress and anxiety. And I know it's funny to say we're going to learn how to breathe, and you're saying, I do this naturally. But this is a focused breathing technique. To prepare you for this exercise, you will be asked to inhale through your nose and hold your breath for 4 seconds. And then exhale through your mouth. Focus on the words on the screen and your breathing. Do what is comfortable. Let's begin. So, how was that? How do you feel? Did you find it easier to do the breathing exercises as it got longer? So, regarding our sleep and well-being, our sleep is affected to the point that we feel tired during the day. If you are struggling with tiredness during the day, this may be because you are getting poor quality sleep at night. People who are sleep deprived are more likely to feel groggy and sleepy when they wake up. The medical term for this is sleep inertia. This is when a person feels dazed, weak, or unsteady. You will find it difficult to concentrate. This can be particularly challenging if you are working from home or are still going into work. It can also stop you from being in the moment when spending time with the people you live with or when talking over the phone or video chatting with people outside of your household. You can also feel disoriented or confused. You may be finding that you have been struggling to remember things, so you have missed catch ups with your friends or missed deadlines that you would have usually remembered. You may also be finding that you can't think as clearly as before and are sometimes struggling to speak clearly. That's going on right now with me. You are more clumsy than usual. You are becoming less coordinated, including bumping into things or knocking things over and dropping items more frequently. This is also a sign of sleep inertia. You're going to be making mistakes that you wouldn't usually make. So, how do you manage the impact of coronavirus on your sleep? So, given the current coronavirus outbreak, which is causing a lot of uncertainty over the future, and it's affecting our daily routine and financial constraints, it is understandable that many of us are experiencing a degree of anxiety. This is also affecting our ability to sleep well at night. There are several things we can do to improve the quality of our sleep by introducing good sleep hygiene habits. These include maintaining a regular sleep wake routine. We need to ensure you allow adequate time for your individual sleep needs, even if you don't have to get up to travel to work. Also, try to keep to this schedule over weekends. No sleeping in. You're only able to function better when we keep to a regular rhythm like this. We need to avoid the temptation to press the snooze button in the morning. You won't be able to sleep soundly when you have these short intervals, and you will only end up feeling more tired. If you do want to catch that cat nap, take a short nap that lasts for no longer than 20 to 30 minutes. If you take a longer nap than that, it will definitely affect your sleep later that night. You need to make your bedroom a comfortable space and keep the temperature cool rather than too warm. Another thing to do is stay hydrated during the day, as going to bed even mildly dehydrated can disrupt your sleep. But avoid drinking anything too close to bedtime. And don't have an alcoholic nightcap. This can actually disrupt the quantity and structure of your sleep. Also, do avoid caffeine in the late afternoon and evening. You need to eat regular and healthy meals. Our bodies work better when we keep to a regular routine, so try to eat at similar times every day without eating too close to your bedtime. We need to resist the temptation to use light emitting devices such as TVs, computers, and phones near bedtime. Turn off that technology. The blue light disrupts the secretion of melatonin, a hormone that induces the natural onset of sleep. And don't spend too much time in your bedroom during the daytime. Ideally, your bedroom should be a place where you can switch off and go to sleep. All of these reasons regarding stress, sleep, and well being are why meditation is necessary in our life. But what is meditation? Meditation is a form of mindfulness. a technique to reduce stress and anxiety, and can be the key to balancing your emotions. Meditation is an intentional practice where you use focus to increase calmness, concentration, awareness, and emotional balance. It is usually associated with seated meditation. It begins with deep breathing in a comfortable position, bringing all of your awareness to your breath and consciously guiding the mind toward an anchor or a single point of focus. In meditation, you typically spend a focused amount of time, anywhere from a minute to an hour or more, tuned inward. So, why do we need to practice meditation at work? Here's how meditation can reverse the impact of stress on our minds and our bodies. It changes our brains, rewiring them to be more resilient to stress. Specifically, meditation can decrease neurological connections to the part of the brain responsible for fear, stress, and anxiety, while building new pathways to the parts of the brain responsible for focus and decision making. Moreover, research shows that two key parts of the brain, the gray matter, which is responsible for emotional regulation, planning, and problem solving, and the cortical thickness, which is responsible for learning and memory, they both increase with regular meditation practice. It also helps us regulate our emotions. When we regularly practice meditation and become more comfortable with unpleasant thoughts and emotions that arise because of challenging situations, we learn how to react calmly, thoughtfully, and emphatically when faced with stress and challenges. This is valuable in the workplace. Another benefit is focus and productivity. Research shows that completing just one 15-minute session of meditation resulted in a 22% reduction in mind wandering. And if you use meditation for 4 weeks, you had a 14% increase in focus. Imagine if we were able to leverage the benefits of meditation at work. The more focused we are, the more productive we will be. How about teamwork? Meditation has been shown to have a positive effect on employees, being more collaborative and more compassionate at work. If you use meditation for 3 weeks, there will be a 23% increase in compassion. If your team or work site is suffering from a lack of trust and poor communication, meditation could help turn things around. And last but not least, there is improved job satisfaction and engagement. There is a positive correlation between meditation and engagement at work. Meditation helps foster the characteristics that lead to enhanced engagement and job satisfaction, such as better relationships with coworkers, lower stress, and increased emotional balance and positivity. Let's talk about the meditation tools you will need. If you're going to include your kids in this, make sure they're seated comfortably, perhaps with a wall for support or lying down instead of sitting upright and cross-legged. The most important meditation tool is patience. You can start with just 5 minutes of meditation daily for yourself. And if you're going to include your family, and build your way up to 20 minutes. But understand that it may take some time to develop this practice in children. So let's begin with a calming meditation from Tara Brach.
So welcome. We'll do a guided meditation together, what I call a light rain of self-compassion, a really sweet practice. So please come sitting comfortably. Find a way, a posture that lets you be at ease and also alert, awake. And you might close your eyes, scanning and sensing your life and what might want a healing attention. Perhaps somewhere where you've turned against yourself, somewhere that you've been judging or blaming yourself, or somewhere you're having a hard time. Wherever you're feeling some difficulty in your life, kind of bring it close in now so you can sense the situation. Or maybe it's something you're anticipating, it's most disturbing. In what ways you feel like you've been failing or something's going to go wrong. With the R of rain, let mindfulness recognize whatever's predominant, whatever emotion or mood is strongest. And it might be blame or judgment, or it might be fear or anxiety. It might be anger, irritation. And with a mental whisper, just name whatever you're most aware of right now. And with the A, allow. Really let it be here. And this again takes some courage to just pause with it. Let it belong like a wave in the ocean. It's okay. Just let it be here. Not to add any judgment, not to try to fix it or ignore it. Letting be. With the eye of rain, a simple investigating into the body. Check your throat, your chest, your belly, gently placing a hand wherever you feel the most agitation or the most emotion. And let that touch help you to breathe with and be with what's right here. And you might sense what you're believing, what's going to go wrong, what's wrong with you. And then deepen attention to where that belief lives in your body. Often it's the throat or chest or belly. And again, it takes courage, but to directly contact that. Sense it as a vulnerable place inside you that you're willingly paying attention to right now. The feeling of failure, of fear, perhaps of isolation, sadness, anger. You might sense the most vulnerable part of this experience, where that vulnerability is strongest. And then asking, what does this place need? What's the flavor of nurturing it most needs? Is it acceptance? Forgiveness? Understanding? Love? Compassionate embrace? Belonging? And as you attend, sense the witness right now, that most compassionate place in your being, and how that awake heart part of you can offer something right now, some kindness to this place of vulnerability. Let your touch now really be tender to communicate care. Let there be some message to this place, some reminder that you can trust your goodness, trust you belong to love, that truly it's okay. And see if you can let in the nurturing. That's sometimes the most challenging of all. Just to sense that love, light, warmth is coming into you, perhaps from your own awake heart, or if it's easier to sense the message and love coming from some being that you trust, spiritual figure, healer, teacher, grandmother, therapist, friend. That's okay too. Just let it in. And then taking some moments to sense the presence that's right here. To notice the shift, whether it's small or large, from the sense of self when you started, the failing self or the anxious self, to some more degree of presence and compassion, to the heart space that's here. And know that this opening into heart space, this loving presence, is more the truth of who you are than any story of self. And let that knowing deepen your trust in your basic goodness. From the teachings of an Indian master, Bapuji, break your heart no longer. Each time you judge yourself, you break your heart. You pull away from the love that is the wellspring of your being. Now the time has come, your time, to live and to trust the goodness that you are. There is no evil, no wrong in you. Your true essence is pure awareness, aliveness, and love. Let no one, no thing, no idea obscure this truth. If one comes, forgive it for its unknowing. Do not fight it, just let go and breathe into the goodness that you are.
How did you like that meditation? So let's talk about how you can practice meditation daily. One of the ways that you can practice meditation daily is simple mantra meditation that's called Soham. You can try the seated meditation with whatever time you have available. First of all, you need to choose a place where you won't be disturbed. Sit in a chair or on the floor, using blankets or pillows to make yourself as comfortable as possible. Close your eyes, and for a few minutes, take a few moments to observe the inflow and outflow of your breath. Now take a slow, deep breath through your nose while thinking, and silently repeating the words. So, then slowly exhale through your nose while silently repeating the word hum. Continue to allow your breath to flow easily, silently repeating so, hum, with each inflow and outflow of the breath. Whenever your attention drifts to thoughts in your minds, or sounds in your environment, or sensations in your body, gently return to your breath and silently repeat so, hum. Do this process for a few minutes when you're first getting started, gradually building up to half an hour. Just breathe easily and effortlessly without trying to concentrate. When the time is up, sit with your eyes gently closed. And when you emerge from your meditation, you will carry a little bit of the still and silence into all of your daily activities. The second meditation that you can practice daily is actually a 3-minute guided meditation.
Mindful breathing. Close your eyes and rest your hands on your knees. Bring your attention to the touch of your body on your seat. Feel the weight of your body on your chair or cushion. Make sure that your back is straight and that you're comfortable. Take a few deep breaths. While you're breathing deeply, relax your shoulders, your stomach muscles, the muscles in your face, your hands, and your legs. Let go of all the tightness in your body. Now bring your attention back to your breath. Notice what it feels like as it enters through your nose, goes down through your throat, filling your lungs, and back out through your nose. Notice your stomach and chest rise and fall each time you breathe in and each time you breathe out. And just allow your breathing to be natural and relaxed. Now bring your attention to the feeling of your breath in your nose. Feel your breath as it comes in and goes out. Just focus on this sensation, paying attention to each time you breathe in and each time you breathe out. As you inhale, maybe your breath feels cool. And as you exhale, maybe it feels a little warmer. When your mind wanders, or if you become distracted, just notice what's going on in your head, and then gently bring your attention back to your breath, going in and out. Focus on the feeling of your breath and allow thoughts and feelings to come and go in the background. Now gently bring your attention back to the touch of your body on your seat and open your eyes.
So now that we're practicing meditation daily, let's talk about some self-care tips. Self-care during and after the pandemic is very important. Here are some lifestyle modifications that can help you. They can lessen the severity and frequency of exhaustion. These include regular exercise. We can try for at least 3 times a week, which can be as simple as walking around your neighborhood for 30 minutes. Try to avoid drugs, alcohol, caffeine, and other substances that can create stress on your body. Sleep. Getting regular sleep and sleeping for at least 6 hours a night is very important. Incorporating relaxation techniques like deep breathing into your daily routine can reduce your stress level by pacing yourself, taking mini breaks, better organizing your environment and daily activities, and keeping a daily to-do list. Organization is the key to reducing stress and anxiety. Last but not least, if you feel you are not managing your stress or exhaustion, please see a therapist or attend counseling sessions as needed. You should continue to practice meditation, and I have some resources here. Finally, I think with the pandemic, we found ourselves grateful for what we have, and we should be grateful for what we've accomplished so far in life. We should focus on the blessings around us, no matter how small or simple they may be. Build trusting and loving relationships, appreciate one another, and support each other in our journeys. Thank you for being gracious enough to give me your valuable time to share this information. And I hope you find these meditation resources important. Thank you.